what do you think? Because if I get stuff from people, what they're telling me, I always think about it myself afterwards. And this Demiurge, he's called Demiurge or whatever name they give me. He's supposed to have created the earth. Do you think this person did create the earth and the astral realms? Because I really believe there is such a figure, who created. But he's not the creator God. So if this is his realm, is the astral also under his influence? Because he's quite, good or bad, I don't know, but it's quite a character, this person.
Yeah. This is a great question and a big topic, and I think like Rich might do a better job explaining what I think and feel. But like from my perspective, like this, this Demiurge is just one aspect of us that is in duality. Like, let's say when you zoom out enough, or like, you back out of who you are as a conscious, let's say I am you and you are me. It's just like different bits of consciousness that split at some point. If you track back at the time when we like split and before where we were one, a lot of these beings here on Earth or in this whole multiverse and physical duality is still us. And you can track down the times when we split as consciousness because of various decisions. Like, let's say you're the creator in the whole multiverse and you're like, you create the game, but you kind of get bored by yourself. So you want more beings, or you want, like, let's say, oh, I just created the planet and I want beings to fill up the planet, but I have no one. So you're going to split bits of yourself and kind of like, without having them know everything that you know, you're like, no, start fresh. It's a bit of me and just start a new life. And, you can give them information as God or, whoever, but it's a bit of you that now will take the form of whatever you created. So everything we're experiencing here in this physical universe, even all the good and all the bad in this duality, it's our doing. Like, it really depends on which level you want to play the game, where you want to put the blame on someone, like, oh, reptilians are messing with me, or you're zooming out and like, I am the reptilians and I'm this physical body that's being messed by the reptilians and I'm causing it all. So I'm going to go back to the point where I'm like manifested the problem, or I manifested some conflict in there, because eventually this game was created by us. So, this Demiurge with his own astral realm or the creation of Earth is all our creation and just simply how we choose to play the game. Like a lot of movies or whatever we watch will have this villain. We need to defeat the villain. We need the hero. We need some nice story. We need some action. And we're playing all of it, so to speak. So it's a bit crazy, but yeah, that's how I see
it. I can see that. But what is worrying is, for example, I looked at maybe 100, maybe more, I don't know, NDE experiences. Mm-hmm. And those people, when they are up there, they don't want to come back. They really don't. And they are all tricked again in coming back.
Yes.
And so I concluded, I don't know if that's a good way of seeing it, that it's a matrix also over there. So how far do you have to go to not run into that? So you have to set your intention on the void, on the or what? Because I think if once they started with the family members and with the love bomb and everything, you feeling love and everything, and they're coming up to you, oh, you should go back for your grandfather, grandmother. You would say yes, because you right. Are just infused with this love, which is not normal. I think it's a weapon. And I also heard one people saying, or not saying, this was also an OBE, I believe. This person didn't go into that matrix, and he made himself a nice little cottage with a nice little lake, and he didn't want to have anything to do with anybody, and he was living there, quietly. Yeah. And then, I don't know after how many times, but they came to him and, oh, you should go back to the earth because your father, your mother. And he said, no, I not want to go. And then they said, yes, but if you don't go, your daughter is not going to be okay. And he said, no, I don't want to go. And then they told him, it's very mean. Then they told him, oh, he doesn't have the balls to go back to the earth. And then the person said, yes. I mean, that he was strict, and it's over.
Right.
And it's so obvious. If you put them all together, all the OBs, the MDs, and everything, they will not leave you alone, even if you manage
Right.
not to get
Right.
in there. What are our weapons against that?
So
It's the
a lot has to do with our beliefs and thinking, because this person had this like out of body experience, and like, let's say, okay, is this place, like they just live there, and I can do the same thing, like leave and go to my planet where I was before coming on Earth, and it's just like a few beings like me, but I don't have to talk. Everyone will know what I think, what I feel. They will know everything about me. I don't have to explain myself anymore. And there's communication telepathically, and like I love that. Like they can just look at me and know everything that I need or want and everything else, and it's just pure love. But over there, there's never any problems or any beings coming over and trying to get us. Why? Because we never focus on it. Like the person that had his college house and was leaving freely, somewhere in it all, you get bored. You want to some variation, or like you think of some people, like, I wonder how my grandparents doing. And here they come. You thought of it, you open the gate in some way, and they come. So if you're like fuck it, in order to get away from it all, shift your focus and never go back there. Like you literally shift your focus onto, your future as your past, for example. And what do you want? Like, like let's say you create a place for yourself when you get out and you're done with Earth and you don't want anyone else coming after you. And you just think of a place where you want to be. Or maybe you think of your, like people that you have lived with before, some of the groups like Nordic Alliance and everything else. And you focus on connecting with them, being with them, and just altering the game in a way where for now you want to take a break from playing and having to get yourself involved in these politics and like all these massacres and everything else. Just like, hey, I just want to chill. And if you focus on yourself having fun, and how would you live if you wanted to enjoy life? What are some of the things you would do? And meditations and maybe picking up some instruments, maybe cooking or like various activities. You don't think about seeing your grandparents or your father or your mother or anyone else. It's just not there. And no one's going to come. But the moment you start getting bored with whatever you're doing and focusing back on Earth and the beings, it's kind of like you're allowing yourself to connect to this like place of like, let's say, duality, and you're coming here.
Yeah, right. Yes, it's not like permission, but it's very subtle.
Yeah.
If they already speak with you and you say something, I agree, it's already permission. So
exactly.
You should be very careful.